Opening mail packs. The video where I open my mail as if it's sealed boosters because I forgot what I ordered. It's Leah here, and I thought this isn't a traditional mail pack video. We went out to my local LGS yesterday, and I got a bunch of cards out of the bulk bin and a few out of the case, and I just thought I'd share what I was picking up. And a new box. I got another Boulder box. This is another one of their Back to Earth series boxes. I got the box this time for that. I can share. Okay, there we go. Boulder box, Back to Earth series. Anyways, it's all recycled material and stuff. I just haven't gotten around to getting rid of the box yet. Yeah, so this is a more deep orange color. But I gotta start bringing a box when I go to the LGS so that when I buy cards, I have something to put them in. So, box aside, take the box, we have a whole pile of cards. We'll start with the cards I bought out of the case. I bought Grandmaster Flowers because I like his artwork. That's it. That's why I bought him. And Lotleth Spider Queen. That is to go in the spider binder. It seems spider related enough. It's going to be a pain in the butt to hunt these down for the spider binder, but I'd rather do it than not do it. Okay, bulk bin time. So this weird creature was purchased just to it's got a color word on it, the blue word there, so I can target it with Whim of Volrath, which means I could make infinite copies of it in my Orvar deck. So I could have an infinite amount of 1/3 flyers that can't be blocked by blue creatures, and with an infinite island I could make everything blue, so it seems like it'd actually be kind of a cool fit for a 20-cent card. Okay, these are... The camera seems so fuzzy today. These are just kind of a weird series of talismans, and they all do kind of different stuff, and they each have a color word on them, and I found the whole series in the bulk bin, so I just bought them without reading them. So it's a white one, I have a green one, I have the one that works on red stuff, one that works on blue stuff, and one that works on black stuff. So they all look like they kind of just do the same thing, but for a different color for each talisman. Okay, Arkham's Weathervane. I can't remember if I bought this before, but I figured I would just pick one up because I saw it. I've seen the art of it, I think, in another video, so maybe there's something I can do with it. Again, didn't read it, just kind of pick cards by art. And usually when I'm hunting around in the bulk bin, I'm looking for old board frames because I have so many of the new cards. I just bypass any new frames. So we're going to see a lot of old cards. Arkham's Whistle. There is a lot of text on this card. I have no idea what it does. But look at the crazy shrieking dragon whistle. That's why I bought the card. Okay. Target creature gains banding. Sometimes it's fun to frustrate the local judge, so having a colorless source of banding in my deck can do that. Target creature gains first strike. I like first strike. Sometimes you just need that first strike. Okay, so these I started picking up because they brought dwarves back. Why wouldn't they bring back rebels or mercenaries or some of these older, weirder creature types that you just don't see, but they used to have a lot of good tutors for? Well, I mean, it's not a great tutor, but So we got some rebels here, old rebels, and some mercenaries, and they all have the search your library stuff. Search your library for a mercenary. I suppose they could get shapeshifter cards too, because those count. Mercenary. Okay, this is the card we actually were in the bulk bin for. We were purposely looking for this. And this is 2 target player discards a card from their hand. Any player may use this ability as a sorcery as long as he's sitting on the battlefield. So I thought it would be interesting both politically and a potential card that I could put in my Hightower deck whenever I put that back together. I like my Hightower deck. Here's another one of those cards that has one of those universal abilities that any player can use as target creature card from a graveyard into its owner's hand. So anybody could pay 4 to bring something back. Could also be an interesting card to have in an EDH game. Look, I'm drifting. There we go. Mana Chains I just like as a card to give something cumulative upkeep. If nothing else, that can kill something. Oh, this is another mercenary. I just picked him up when I saw him. So they've been playing with the keyword shadow lately in a couple of cards. So I found this interesting red card that does 2 damage to everything with shadow on it. For 1. Seems like having a copy would be interesting. Alright, so boy. During your upkeep, Festering Evil deals 1 damage to each creature and each player, and then you can sacrifice it. So this could be kind of interesting versus a token deck, but you never know if you're facing a token deck or not, so it's not like a great... It's a good sideboard card if EDH had a sideboard, but I don't know. I picked it up because I see possibilities in it, but I'm not sure what to do with those possibilities. But it is a black card, so got it anyways. This was grabbed for the art. And look at that neat art. It's got a little Phyrexian symbol thing going on back there. Yeah. Didn't know what it did. Still haven't read it, really. It's totally an art pick. It's probably a cool card. This one I really was unsure about. It's got a sacrifice ability on it. It pumps all your creatures. It has some weird art. So I was like, I don't know. Do I want it? Am I ever going to do tribal goblins? It's a card with buyback. And it's black. This is all the qualifications needed to buy a bulk bin card. We found some, I think this is Planar Chaos stuff. And that's always done some weird stuff too. So this is a Circle of Protection-esque card in black with some weird lose a life, gain a life stuff on it. So it seemed like it could be an interesting card. Here's another rebel, except all the other rebels have been white and this one's black, and it has protection from green. So this is a black creature with protection from green with some relative tribes. Okay, what did this do? Target opponent reveals his or her hand. You may put a creature card from it into play under your control, and then it gets sacrificed. All I could imagine with this was just stealing Eldrazi. And it gains haste when you take it, or if you take a Blight Steal and they weren't ready for it, then you can kill somebody with it. Preferably its owner for playing it. That's what I would do with it. Seemed crazy though. Another one of those Planar Chaos cards. All damage dealt to target creature you control goes somewhere else to another target creature. So if you block and then you could redirect and make somebody else's thing that wasn't even involved is now the blocker and gets damaged. Seemed cool. Could save your creature too. Cursed land deals 1 damage to target land's controller during their upkeep. So, like an enchant player, but it's stuck on their land and they're unlikely to be able to get rid of it. Okay, this just looked like an interesting zombie that I probably already have, but it's got some weird enchantment synergy, so I thought I'd pick it up. Hand of Death. I bought it because it's a Hand of Death. It's a crazy looking hand. So it's totally an art to pick. Intimidation just gives all your black creatures fear. Or wait. No, they don't have to be black. This just gives all your creatures fear. And fear can't be blocked except by black or artifact creatures, so it seemed like a decent choice. Be a cool enchantment. Okay. Here's another card I was thinking about Orvar with. So 1 in cumulative upkeep 1. If you play a card, then you have to sacrifice this artifact, but you can pay 2 and gain 1 life. So, after making infinite islands, I could put this onto the field, pump an infinite amount of life out of it, and then just carry on with my day and play cards and not care that this died. So, I'm using it more as an instant effect once I have the infinite mana. But it seemed kind of cool if you have a deck that can do that. It's a nice infinite mana sink. Okay, we got a pair of these, and each opponent's maximum hand size is reduced by 1, and it's just a 1/1 for 1, so it seems like it could be handy, but it's also a common, so I got a few for Pauper. That's what I was thinking there, but I could play it in EDH. Shrouded Lore. Target opponent chooses... Oh, it's all fuzzy. Target opponent chooses a card in your graveyard. Oh, you may pay black. If you do, they have to choose another card until eventually, if you have enough black, they will get to. You will eliminate all the choices. So if you have 4 cards in your graveyard and they pick one and you didn't want that one, you pay one of your blacks and they have to pick from the remaining 3. And if you didn't want that one, you pay a black and then they have to pick from the remaining 2. And eventually you'll get to it. And then that card goes in your hand whenever you get to it. Or you can just make a deal and they'll pick it the first time. Interesting EDH card. So here's a snake that regenerates and taps down stuff. For the tribal snakes I've probably been talking about for 4 months and haven't built yet. This is another copy of that one that you can bring the cards from your graveyard back to your hand. And then Sickening Dreams, this is the foil, and I thought I owned this card when I was sorting all my cards. I was looking for it for some reason, and I couldn't find it. So I just picked one up, and now I have it. No problems. Can't remember why I was looking for it, but problem solved. So, this is the kind of stuff I buy locally.